You guys know what Twitch thoughts are?
I deleted something. What did I just delete? I deleted one of my tabs. I hope it wasn't important.
We're offline.
It's just going to pop up in like 3 seconds. Again.
3 seconds?
There you go. It was exactly 3 seconds, wasn't it?
3? Whoa!
Right.
Where's an ad pop up? That's a cute guy.
You're weird, man.
Oh, gosh. NA LOL predictions. Oh, you took off the LOL esports tab for our predictions.
Oh, we need. Yeah, that's what we were doing. We had
we
had to see the schedule, huh? You're right.
I'm a freaking genius.
Okay. Hold up.
These are gonna be some top tier quality games. Don't put Europe. You haven't seen the Europe game.
I hate you so much.
All right. Tomorrow, best quality game. This is gonna be the best line of league all year. Some Invictus Gaming versus Griffin. Invictus Gaming will probably beat Griffin. I said it right here.
This is for NA. What are we doing?
NA? You mean LOL or XD? Why do I hear it something?
Okay.
What the heck is going on with your computer? Is something like...
No, it sounded like something was caught in my fan.
That's what I thought too.
No, there's nothing caught in my fan. I just checked.
Alright, so we start the day off with the worst game probably going to be played all year beside yesterday. We're recording this today, so yesterday I'm saying in terms of seeing, good lord, Flyquest versus CLG. So, okay. How in the world... 100 Thieves versus Golden Guardians, okay. Predictions for this.
I mean, I don't...
One team will get a win. One team will not be 0-3. We will have a 0-4 team, and we will have a 1-3 team.
See, the thing about it is, it depends on if Prolly is
purposely
gonna spastically give them... Like, he's gonna give, like, a... I don't even know what his plan is at this point. Like, what does he... Why does he want this team to be? I think a big problem with this team is going to be the drafting phase. Like, actually needs to start giving his team what I would say are the correctest choices. Like
proactive draft.
Like yeah, exactly.
Proactive
like
comp.
I think this is going to be more so a late game. They're going to be the exact opposite of what I think Clutch Gaming is going to be. It's going to be a late scale. I mean, I think they're going to be a late game scaling comp because that's kind of what Bang is. Bang is not an aggressive laner. He never has been. I think he's more so one of those players that kind of tries to scale to the late game. Like they're gonna have to try and draft around that because, as it stands, like even if he started doing the choices, I mean the game's right, like maybe the drafting phase right. Stop giving Victor to what's his name because that's like you're trying to.
They need to stop all playing Victor. I don't care if it's even in the mid lane. They need to stop playing Victor in general.
Give Ezreal to Bang. I would really appreciate if you did.
Bang should get he should at least get the option to play an ADC. Actually,
I would like to see them give Bang. Yeah, exactly. You can put Someday on a tank if you want to, but I think it's a really bad choice at this point with the level at which Huhi and Ander are playing at. You can't just pretty much have one player trying to carry the game, which is going to have to be a...
If he was on Aurelia, maybe?
If you'll force Bang to be the solo carry if you put if you put Someday on a tank, because as it stands right now, Anda's doing nothing. I would like to see Anda be slightly proactive, and...
Where do you even start with this team?
And Huhi is just playing terrible. Like, he's all around losing lanes that he didn't lose last year to people he kind of went even with. He's making really poor choices. I don't hold the TP against him anymore. I didn't even know that was a bug, so I'm not too upset about that.
That's not the worst part, but he still did. That still doesn't excuse him losing first blood to Niski.
He's just Niski's better than him. I'm gonna be honest. I expected that.
I mean, yes, the bug can happen, but he still lost level 1 5 minutes in the game.
Was it? I don't think it was level 1.
Yeah, he got first blooded.
Yeah, level 2 or 3 though.
So I mean, he already lost anyway.
Yeah, again,
I think he just made it worse.
Yeah, again, Niski outplayed him. Yeah, Niski outplayed him. I think that a lot of if this team wants to bounce back, they're gonna have to make the correct choices in drafts. I think
Golden Guardians picked Draven, and they lost.
They lost laning phase. You can lose the game, but if you lose laning phase by far,
you might as well lose the game at that point.
You lost the game. That's it. Okay. But 100 Thieves, I think this is a good matchup for them to get their confidence back because as it stands right now,
Golden Guardians is probably worse.
Golden Guardians is the single worst team in the league right now.
That's the thing. Golden Guardians by many were power ranked to be 5th. 100 Thieves was power ranked between 3rd and 4th. 3rd and 4th highest. These are supposed to be playoff caliber teams not beating the likes of Cloud9, TSM, and Team Liquid, but they're supposed to be right in that.
I put 100 Thieves at 2nd.
Yeah, whose fault is that? My big NA brain got me. Basically, what I'm trying to say is they're supposed to be fighting for the next level of playoff spots. Now they're fighting for the next level of who's going to.
I think 100 Thieves has the caliber in terms of just players to get into second place. But the problem is, and they even have the shot calling with Aframu, but I don't think he's been incredible this year.
Oh, he's not winning MVP this split.
Well, it's not his shot calling's not been good. But the problem is, it's coming down to you need to give Bang the correct carry choices. Give Someday something he's confident on. He broke a lot of his confidence on Victor. Like he became like kind of mentally like. It's obvious these like some of these characters probably he's giving his team are just his team's just not comfortable on. Like Bang, you saw that Someday and Bang just don't look comfortable on Victor. It's like maybe this works on paper, but it doesn't work in practice because your team's just not good enough on them. Give them carries they're comfortable on, and you'll see them bounce back. I'd like to, and who he just needs to play better. I'm sorry, like there's no excuse for it playing that poorly.
See, this is the issue. I don't know where you go with who he.
Like,
stop giving him Urgot. How that physically doesn't make any sense. I mean, yes, you could probably criticize the drafting phase, but if this is what they're winning with in scrims, then probably said it in the Heist video, it's gonna take some time for this team to gel together.
I agree
maybe
with
longer.
That. I agree with that. Maybe it doesn't work until like later on in the spring split.
Maybe it doesn't work till week 6, but that's the problem. What if it doesn't? What if it's too late when that works?
Very possible.
What if they lose so much that even if they started winning games, it's not going to matter because if you fall down so far behind the standings, you have to bank on other teams losing, other teams winning to give you a chance to even get into that spot. You can't lose so much to the point where like, okay, we just didn't gel together. You just suck. Sometimes you could literally just suck.
I don't think they suck, but again, a good thing about this is with the removal of the what's it called? What is it called when you get kicked out of the league?
Relegation?
With the removal of relegations, I think this is a pretty good spot. So like even if they don't if they start bouncing back towards the end of the split and they don't make the playoffs, like they still like they'll make the playoffs next split. Like if they're that good. And then they don't even have to win the league. If they get like out of the first round, they automatically make it into the into the gauntlet. So they can pretty much make it to World still, even if they do completely terrible this split. But
they need to worry about getting out of last place first.
But the problem right now isn't like gelling together. I don't think it's anything more so is bad choices in drafts. Like,
who's worse, 100 Thieves or Fnatic?
100 Thieves. I mean, Fnatic look really bad, man. Like their players are just terrible. Like the thing about it is, I think that Fnatic. It would be a really close match. I think that Nemesis is probably playing way better than Huhi. But he wouldn't stomp him because that's just not what... Like,
he just doesn't do that. He's not that type of player.
Bwipo would lose to Someday as it stands. I don't like the way Bwipo's playing. Broxa would probably out-jungle... Like, that's saying something. He would make more proactive plays than Onda. Because Onda's literally not going to do anything. But bot lane would get stomped by 100 Thieves. Like, 100 Thieves would stomp them. I mean, Reckless and Hillsang look terrible right now. So all around, I think that probably I would say that EU's bottom teams are way better than NA's though. I'd say that they have a lot worse. Like NA has a lot worse bottom teams.
Oh yeah, and it's usually flipped. Usually EU has worse bottom teams than ours.
I don't even know if that's ever the case, man. Their bottom teams are always pretty competent. They never have bad bottom teams. But like all around, I think that
where do you even go? Because like. Golden Guards is worse. 100 Thieves is going to win tomorrow, but that's not going to be some clean League of Legends.
I'm not even going to say that I'm convinced on it. Like, if Brawley, like, if you put him on Victor again, I don't see,
Click, the stream's over. You just, like, click, you hit the exit button off the window tab.
I'm just saying, I don't see, like, Huhi doing well against Froggen. Even though I think Froggen is really mentally done at this point. That was childish on his part.
What do you say?
No, it was just the way he played, man. Going top lane and split pushing when they're pushing in an inhibitor.
Game's over anyway.
Like, Cloud9 was pinging him, pinging him. That was stupid.
No, I mean, like, at that point, the game's over. I don't really fault him for that.
No, don't give up, man.
Nothing he could have done at that point was going to win. He lost to Niski, his whole team fell apart. Well, what else can you do? He has to try something.
He wasn't trying anything. He was giving up.
I mean...
That was rage split pushing right there. Froggen is mentally done. Like...
This is the thing.
I'm really sad because Froggen is genuinely not playing terrible this season.
I would say if you do that in a solo queue game, because it doesn't matter. Really, it really doesn't matter.
Don't ever do that. Don't listen to him. You cannot.
If the game is over, like they're your they were on their inhibitors.
Who cares?
The game is done.
It's not done.
Literally against an LCS competent team. They're power ranked second. Ranked second.
No.
They're going to crush them.
No, you cannot just give up because they're on your inhibs. You can come back from that.
Not in their spot today.
I'm sorry. You can't just give up. There's no excuse.
They're not going to give you the option to do that.
I don't care.
That's the thing. Even if I understand
making
what he
excuses
was doing.
for children. No,
I'm not making excuses. What I'm saying is that the game's done. Nothing he could have did would have worked.
He is one of those people who just give like when he plays his Yu-Gi-Oh games, he just folds immediately.
Well, that's strategy.
It's not strategy. Everybody I've talked to says, so you're not supposed to do that.
Well, yeah, because they're also not good at the game.
Are you good at the game?
I was better than them. I'm not playing games I've lost. Like, literally.
See, that's a bad mindset. Again, another thing I would not agree with in the slightest. But I'd say, for the most part, if you want... Like, Froggen is playing fine this year. I think that most of their problems are coming straight from bottom lane and jungle.
Here's what I said about Ole and Definitely. They're not a dominant bot lane. They'd be underrated because of what they could do possibly in team fights. But I didn't say that they would be a good bot lane. I said they'd be an underrated bot lane.
They're not gonna stomp bot. I agree with that. They never were going to. But the fact is, they're just playing terrible.
Like Ole, he was bad on Team Liquid. You go and pick this guy up, and... The same thing with BBQ and Trick last year. Go and pick up Trick, who looked bad on G2, and think he's going to miraculously change in BBQ.
I'm going to be honest. I think that a lot of it came from the fact that I think that Ole could have bounced back. I think that his highs are good, and you don't have any supports to pick up, man.
I understand, but he looked terrible last year.
He looked like he was having a conflict of interest on what he wanted to do, and he was forced into a playstyle that didn't suit him because Doublelift wouldn't allow him to.
But he himself still physically played bad.
But you're not... Again, he was forced into a playstyle that did not agree with how he played. Like, I think that he could have bounced back, and I think that it was not a bad choice to pick him up. But the problem comes from, like... I think he is one of the weakest mental players in the league.
Good lord, it's bad.
Like, he's done. Like, ever since Worlds... Like, when he played slightly poorly, he has not got the confidence back. He's a good player.
Oh, at MSI, when he subbed himself out for Joey... It's been ever since that, in my opinion.
It was Worlds. I'm telling you, man, it was Worlds.
And he got outclassed by every support. He got outclassed by a LMS jungler who looked... An LMS support who looked absolutely garbage.
Worlds, when he was on Immortals. That's when he stopped playing well. Like, that was the end of his career as a good player, in my opinion. And he started playing fine on Team Liquid. But anything past that, I think he looked terrible.
I think the Worlds thing, I gave him a bit of a pass. For the simple fact that it was his first year at Worlds, because a lot of players do break at their first Worlds.
Yeah, but what
I did was that the game he subbed himself out of as Joey in MSI, he was finished.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, he has not played well since Worlds. I agree with the fact that was a bad choice on his part, but he has not played well since.
He didn't play good after that either, though.
Yeah, he didn't. He never
played decently. In that split. He didn't play good after MSI at all.
I think his spring split was worse than his summer, to be honest.
Probably.
I think that the year before, though, was like he was playing dominant. He was one of the best supports in the league.
Yeah.
Then he came into summer. He finished this Worlds and then came into spring. It was one of the worst. Like, it's just incredible.
But that's the thing. What? He wasn't good last year. You go outside of laning phase. Look at all those horrible engages he had. Look at all the atrocious laning phase he had.
I think that laning phase has always been his weak point. But I don't think past laning phase he was okay. I just think that it's a mental thing.
But you're going to Golden Guardians and you're looking at them like, why grab this guy? He did not look good on.
I mean, there's no supports. There's no supports besides him. Honestly, you need somebody who's gonna make. They're looking to be a competitive team. You can't go out and grab a support from the challenger scene.
They were looking at his record last year of winning back-to-back splits.
They weren't doing that. They like a lot of these players at this point. They're not just coming into league. They know what they're doing.
They were supposed to be the rejects of the league. No one wanted these guys, and then they're supposed to come out being better. They all had something to prove.
They're definitely cementing themselves at the rejects right now. But all around, who do you think wins this game?
I'm just gonna just do it 50-50. I don't even care who wins this game. I'm gonna just say
no. Don't do that. Come on, you have to make you have to make a genuine, knowledgeable choice.
Stomped. I still have to pick. This is the same team that Realm warped half his team into a mid-frontier turret.
That wasn't even the worst play of that game.
Yeah.
That was just an incredibly bad game, man.
100 Thieves win. They're not going to win a lot.
They're not
going to do anything.
This hopefully is a bounce-back game for 100 Thieves, because this is a good, easy win. It should be, at the very least. So Optic versus Echo Fox is gonna be the game after this.
Next game is Optic versus Fnatic.
Okay, Optic versus Echo Fox.
Oh, do foxes?
They don't do that. That's a wolf.
Oh.
Oh my god. Okay.
Some foxes do that.
Okay, so let's just skip that.
Okay, so apparently I don't know anything about animals.
Okay, so Echo
Or
Fox
beast.
versus. I think that a lot of this has come down to, like, Rush has been one of the worst junglers in the league this year. I think it's been.
I told you he was not. He's overhyped.
He was not overhyped. You did not.
He never had a chance to start on KT roster because he was not.
Because he was behind score, man.
The games he did get a chance
he played fine. His win rate was
those
fine.
were losses.
That you
in best of fives that matter.
Wait, he had a really good win rate in Korea, Joseph.
It was. I mean, here's what I'm trying to say. He never got a chance to have the option to take over the
Tell
starting
me
spot.
a jungler who would take over the starting spot from score.
To be fair, is kind of doing that right now.
Is getting played again because of the fact that they need to replace him probably next year because he's going to military service.
KT never gave Rush that option to be that.
Yeah, because he had another full year. They didn't need to rush roll up.
Oh, you trying to make a pun right there?
They're grooming to take over the spot when score is inevitably forced.
But this is the thing. He didn't look that good leaving North America. He looked okay in Korea.
He looked good in. I think when he left North America, I think he looked fine. He left North America in 2016.
Yeah, when he left the challenger scene,
he came slightly his last time in the major scene, he'd won MVP. Like 2015 summer split.
It's like maybe he's past his prime.
I don't know. I think he is playing worse than he played in Korea. This is just incredible.
Yeah, it's weird. He had a top high win rate in Korea in general.
Like
in solo queue.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, again, I don't think he was one of the best junglers, but he was very much capable.
Oh wow!
He kind of played this counteractive, aggressive playstyle to score this. I mean, just smart, proactive one.
You know, it's something weird. I was reading on Reddit today, and I was reading one of Clutch's posts from what was it? Clutch's post? It was something Hakuo said. Let me try and bring it up right now, so I'm not quoting right now. Oh, here's right here. Hakuho, last year, usually we, Clutch Gaming, had to wait 20 minutes in between scrim games because of mental breakdowns. I imagine it's not getting better because they're in a losing situation now.
I think the biggest problem was Fevin. I think Fevin is
So
the worst.
polarizing.
He's one of the worst players to have as a teammate because he acts like a child, man. It's not bluntness. Like, you can be blunt, but people take bluntness as a good quality when in reality.
At least, if you're blunt and you're trying to convey an opinion, at least convey that opinion in a way that, that can benefit your team.
No.
He conveys his opinion like just being a jerk.
My thing about it is, if you're blunt, you need to be blunt about things that actually matter. Like, if you're blunt, like, hey, we need to start making these proactive plays, and it's your fault, I don't care about that. When you're like, hey, you're being one of the biggest problems on this team, when you make these small, minute details that don't make the actual they don't matter too much in the game, it's not bluntness, you're being a jerk. Bluntness is not a good quality if you don't know how to use it properly. I'm sorry. Like, being not afraid to say what the problems on a team is fine. But you need to properly... And Fevin is just not either intelligent enough or he's just too much of a child because he's just being mean. Like, a lot of the teams he's been coming on recently have just been falling apart because of his attitude around the game.
2017.
Yeah, they're all falling apart because of his attitude. It's just the problem. But all around, I think that we kind of got sidetracked by Fevin, but I think that a lot of this game is going to come to Rush's inability to really out-jungle anybody on the Optic Gaming side. Darduck has been a pretty competent jungler, been aggressive early, and he's been making smart choices. He's been making a really proactive game. His Camille game against Flyquest, I think he played fine early. Later on, he started fizzling out, but his team just...
I don't think Optic needs to play Meteos right now.
I mean, I think
you just save Meteos for a little bit and let Dardock be the first player first.
Meteos is obviously the shot. I mean, Dardock is obviously the shot caller right now, and his game against Clutch Gaming, I did not like his early game, but his late game when they started rotating around the map, I mean, they obviously out macro Clutch Gaming that time. I'd like to see Clutch Gaming kind of make a. I mean, not Echo Fox. I'd like to see them probably see what they like. I don't like Rush's playstyle right now. I think maybe see if you can develop a challenger scene player or something else. Give Rush a different character because
they need to play their academy jungler.
I don't know,
and academy top laner.
Yeah, those Rush games in Karthus have been absolutely abysmal. Both of them.
Who's Echo Fox's academy jungler?
I don't know. I have no idea what a cat.
Definitely some random guy.
But
how do you? Oh gosh.
The Echo Fox's bot lane has been pretty competent, but
Yeah.
the problem is that I think this is one of the worst matchups in existence. Echo Fox versus TSM. Jace into
Gosh, what
an Ezreal. Like that's like you don't pick Jace into the only ADC in existence that can build 60 or 70 armor. It's the only one that can build both boots of armor and armor like in Iceborne Gauntlet. Like you can't do anything about that. He can actually get too tanky for Jace to kill fast enough. Like that's the one ADC you should never pick Jace into. I'm sorry, like that was a bad choice. That was a bad choice on Echo Fox's side, but I still think Haku and Apollo are playing fine. So I think that this is going to be probably Optic Gaming is going to lose the bot lane. I don't think they're going to be beating this bot lane of Haku or Apollo. Mid lane is going to go. I think Crown's going to stomp this lane. Honestly, I'm sorry. Crown has been playing.
Crown's playing actually incredible.
He's playing really well right now. I think that he did lose the Demonte lane, to be honest, but who cares? Like that's everybody's losing to Demonte right now. But the jungle again, Darnock is playing really well in the early aggressive, proactive playstyles. So I don't think they're going to lose this.
I think this is definitely a toss-up game too.
But the top lane, Dokla played really well, man. He played like surprisingly. Like I don't think Alorum's going to be taking the spot again.
Alorum is garbage.
Like Alorum, I thought he played fine for a bit, but Dokla's
Alorum is just a big like.
I think he played fine. I think again he didn't lose many of the laning phases. I think a big problem was he did not make good engages, but I think that Dokla has played really well. I think he was smart. He collapsed faster than Huni every time. So all around, I think that Optic is probably going to win this, but it's not going to come off the back of anything but the fact that Solo is just not good enough to compete with anybody, and Rush is just playing really poorly right now. Everybody else on the team is competent. Everybody else is playing fine, but Rush and Solo are just too big of liabilities right now.
What lead? Who set up these matches for today?
Okay, so
and was like, this will entertain him. Give him.
As long as Flyquest doesn't play, I'm fine with it.
When does Origin play?
Okay, so who do you think is gonna win?
Oh, out of Optic and Echo Fox?
Yeah,
probably Optic.
Okay.
Probably Optic. Echo Fox, like, man, Phoenix is not good.
I think Phoenix is playing fine. He's still one of the better players on this team. It's just the top side is just too weak.
I can't do it. Optic's gonna win. Like Solo, if Solo is a point in which you have to rely on to win, I guess you're just falling apart. How do you fall apart 2 weeks in the league?
Well, this is gonna be the most exciting game of the day. I think this is gonna be one of the most controversial games. It's gonna be
crap.
Team Liquid versus Clutch Gaming.
Why are you gonna pick Clutch?
Shut up. Okay, so top side, I think that Impact is not playing. I think the one thing, if you want to beat Team Liquid as it stands right now, since they're the best team in the league, you need to ban Sion. Force Impact off these tank players and force them into something that's less tanky and more forced into an aggressive situation. Because, like, I'm sorry, like as it stands right now, Impact is the best tank player in the league. I don't see anybody else really competing.
He's been the best tank player in the league for a while.
I don't think so. I think that Someday was better than him for a little bit, but Someday's just not in form right now.
I think when you come into when you come in as Clutch tomorrow after regrouping from today, you gotta realize that you're gonna have to play that draft. If you're not gonna run the exact same draft. If you want to play that style of drafting, I don't think it's gonna work.
I think that
they have to exploit the weakness, which is top and mid, which is top and jungle for TL.
I think that
if they can't be exploited, how do you win?
You can exploit top if you don't give him Sion. I think he's gankable. If you give him Sion, you have to focus towards bot to mid. Like you cannot. I think that Piglet, Vulcan is going to be a good matchup into double of Core JJ. Although I think Core JJ is just going to tilt it too far in their favor. I think that Demonte's playing quite a bit better than. Not quite a bit better, but I think he's playing a little bit better than Jensen right now. I think this is going to go really. What I think is going to be the deciding factor in this is going to have to be the jungle, because Huni's going to play fine. Even if he does play slightly poorly, he's not going to lose to Impact. Impact's not an aggressive bully. So I think it's going to come down to the fact that I need to see something out of Lyra this time. I need an aggressive early game jungler, and I need to see him play it properly.
I think Piglet and Vulcan, this is going to be their biggest test. If they can handle Core JJ and Double Lift, because today Double Lift just got a free laning phase with a Victor. So, and we know tomorrow Piglet's not gonna be. If they give Piglet a mage in the bot lane, holy crap. Holy crap. I think they're gonna constantly give Vulcan Tom Kench. It just depends on which ADC you're gonna give Piglet.
I believe that Team Liquid's gonna ban Tom Kench and Ezreal because again, I think that Doublelift Piglet is one of the most bitter rivalries I've seen out of players in NA. Doublelift is like they're both really aggressive towards each other. If you see them stream, they always talk trash to each other. Piglet always
like fun talk trash or just talking
no, they
trash
hate
to
each.
talk
They're
trash?
not to each other. It's like literally like Piglet will get frustrated and just like start playing mentally poorly if he loses to Doublelift and solo queue. Doublelift always just brings up how he's lost, how Piglet's the reason that Team Liquid never did good if he loses to him in solo queue. So all around, I think both of them are just really childish in that aspect.
I just don't know if DeMonte can handle Jensen. Jensen's been playing absolutely incredible, like DeMonte. But
I think DeMonte's been playing slightly better.
like at that point you would just go like, who's just gonna play better?
I think
because both been playing great.
Three bans I say if your Team Liquid are gonna be Tom Kench, Ezreal, and
Sion
and
should be Sion.
Sion, no, you don't ban Sion.
Not Sion. I thought you said Clutch.
Tom Kench, Ezreal, and Akali are gonna be 3 bans I would be doing first rotation if I was Team Liquid. Clutch Gaming should be banning Sion for sure. I would say another one would be
The Camille.
Camille would be a pretty decent.
I don't think
choice.
Xmithie would even play Camille.
And then I think maybe either Kaisa or Braum.
Yeah, you probably should.
No,
ban
you know
Kai'Sa from Doublelift.
Rakan should be it. I
Yeah,
think
because Core JJ is just popping off from Rakan.
he's just too good at Rakan. So all around, I think that those are gonna be the 3 probably main choices on both of these sides. And I think
Clutch need to ban Cassiopeia.
I think Cassiopeia is gonna lose. I think it's fine. I think I really prefer.
I don't know. If you pick Cassiopeia, Team Liquid is probably gonna win the game.
I don't think so. I think that again, since a big strength of Cassiopeia's is being able to be like kind of transitioned in any of the 3 lanes, and since Team Liquid's not capable of playing it anything but mid, it loses a lot of its strength because you can counterpick it now. So I think that Doublelift Lucian, I think that you can pick it on Team Liquid's. I'm in a Clutch Gaming side, so I think it's fine.
So who are you gonna predict for this one?
You can't really predict anything but Team Liquid. I'm sorry. Like I like Clutch Gaming. I think it's a good matchup, but Team Liquid just look too strong right now.
I'm gonna say Clutch just for you. I'm just kidding. I'm picking Team Liquid.
I was about to say I'm down for that. Honestly, I have a lot of faith in Clutch Gaming to be honest, but Team Liquid's just playing too. You know what? No, it's just like I think this is a good matchup for Clutch Gaming.
I think I get a freebie if I chose Clutch Gaming.
And I think it's very possible that they could win this game, but like
I'm just take a bit of luck. I'm gonna just change my prediction to Clutch.
No, don't do it. Don't just.
I'm going to no. I'm doing it. I have a feeling Clutch can bounce back. I'm picking Clutch for TL. That's my final prediction. Clutch is gonna beat TL. They're not having.
I'm not letting you have
the Clutch victory.
If this happens and you don't even have as much faith in Clutch as I have.
I don't. They're not good. They're
still
probably gonna get 7th.
Wait, really? You really believe that?
I don't even. Not at this point. They're probably at least gonna get 4th. Still.
Oh, man.
That's a new TL curse. Piglet's curse is 4th.
I'm frustrated because I want to believe in Clutch Gaming, but Clutch Gaming has strengths.
If Clutch pick a different jungler and play the exact same comp they ran today against Team Liquid, which is not gonna happen. But if they play that style that they want,
see the text message you sent me?
I did. If they play that style against Liquid, I don't think Liquid can handle that style yet. Liquid have been bulldozing teams, but what if 2 bulldozers just came together? But what if I had a bigger bulldozer than you before?
I think that again, Clutch Gaming's spastically mindless aggression early game might kind of throw off Team Liquid, but I just think Team Liquid's too composed right now.
I'll pick Clutch. I think this is a game TL lose.
For what reason? You have to give me a legitimate reason.
Huni and Lyra are gonna exploit. Okay, that's not fun.
See,
that's
you don't believe that. You just want to make.
I think Huni is a good matchup into Impact for him not to, because Impact beats Huni, but it's not because Impact smashes him. It's because of just how stable Impact can play against Huni.
Well, then you're literally just counteracting your choice right now.
Not necessarily.
You just said
I think Piglet and Vulcan and Piglet and Doublelift haven't faced good bot lanes yet. I think that this has been. This is going to be a real test for both bot lanes, actually. Because both have been playing substantially pretty well. So, that's going to be just a toss-up because we don't know. Both haven't played good bot lanes yet. So, you can't say one is better than the other because one hasn't played a sufficient competitor yet.
I mean...
I think Piglet will be a better sufficient competitor than Bang. because I still think Bang is kind of overrated coming into the split. Like it's just
He just wants to make these kind of
controversial
statements to get his clicks.
I think Devontae, even when he showed up against Bjergsen was what, best mid laner of North America for a long time. He played just fine against him. He's played just fine against every single mid laner just in the league.
So all around,
I don't think he's just gonna collapse in front of Jensen. He didn't even collapse today.
I want to choose Clutch too.
It wasn't even his fault today they lost.
He
was actually the reason why they almost won the game.
But your choice, again, if they're going to win, it's going to come off top side, correct?
No, it's going to come off bot side.
Really?
Bot side is the only reason why they've even been winning games.
Yes, but the problem is they're making a proactive plays in top side.
But yeah,
this means that you're expecting them not to do anything top, which is not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
I'm expecting them not to get so far behind against players that they should be better than.
I don't think.
Huni should be better than Impact, and Lyra should be better. No, that's not happening. Huni should be better than Impact.
I'm just like, I don't see it happening, and I love Clutch Gaming. I just think that Team Liquid looks too good.
I think their bot side is going to be more proactive early on. Because Liquid's thing is laning phase. What if they don't win the laning phase? What if Clutch win the laning phase?
These are what ifs, but what makes you think it's going to happen in their favor?
They have very similar draft phases too.
To an extent, yes, but again,
it's just who's going to play the style better.
Yes, and
the more consistent team with more star players, or the team with X washed up star players.
I don't even know who that's referencing, but okay. So do you think that Team Liquid's going to lose because Clutch Gaming could have a
take their early game aggression?
They're both playing aggressive early games.
I think Clutch will be more aggressive.
That's good sometimes. We've seen them be aggressive last game.
Hey!
Their last game against stupid
Optic
Gaming, that was aggressive. That was an aggressive early game.
That was a aggressive early game.
Yeah, that's what they picked the least. They had an aggressive early game the game before with the top side when they tried to make these ganks happen.
To be fair,
they've been trying to be aggressive. It's just not succeeding.
The bot side is literally the only way they're gonna win.
It could happen, but why do you think that gives them the edge? Are you saying Clutch Gaming because you want to choose Clutch Gaming? Don't.
Because Piglet hasn't lost to Sven. Piglet hasn't lost to Oscar.
Sven is a passive laning phase.
Piglet hasn't. Who's else Piglet faced? TSM, Optic, and who else?
Echo Fox. So he played.
He's beaten
Apollo.
He's beaten a top tier ADC, a mid tier ADC. He's shown that he can beat top tier ADCs, and he won by even today. They won by a substantial mile today. It wasn't even really that fair. So the thing is that the problem is not Piglet or Double Lift. The thing is Core JJ beating Vulcan. That's the thing.
And I think that's very much going to happen.
Or Double Lift is going to put all of his ganks toward bot. That's all he's going to do. So that does free up Huni and Lyra to play more freely in the top side against Impact to dive him.
I don't think if they don't ban Sion, they lose. You think they're going to ban Sion?
That's the thing.
Do you think they're going to ban Sion?
Every person that didn't ban Sion today lost.
So you have confidence in Clutch Gaming to ban Sion?
You gotta take a risk.
Don't take a risk, man. Be honest and say who you think.
I really think Clutch's style.
I think they could
counteract TL style. To win.
I agree that
you're gonna choose TL anyway.
I am, but don't just do it because you want the other side of the thing, man.
I want to be right. That's the thing.
It's not about winning, man. It's about making.
I swear to God, if I pick Liquid and Clutch win,
who cares?
I'm never going to trust you again.
It's not about anything, but the fact is, who do you think is gonna win? Not who do you want to win. I want Clutch Gaming to win, but I'm gonna say Team Liquid is probably going to. Dude, we can't just be choosing different things. At this point, he's trying to choose different things so he can get ahead in the rankings. I didn't even.
That's the goal.
It's not the goal. We're trying to make educated reasons.
Winning.
Okay. Do you want to choose Clutch Gaming then?
Oh God! I swear to God, if I choose TL,
I don't care who you choose.
I'm gonna choose TL.
Okay, there we go.
God.
So Flyquest versus TSM. TSM looked genuinely aggressive today. I guess it's today's stuff for us.
Yeah. Flyquest looked worse and atrocious. They look like mega garbage.
Yeah. I want to say that I really liked the way that I really liked the kind of style that TSM took yesterday, even though I don't think it was very successful. I like the fact that they're attempting proactive plays. I like the way Acadian's playing. I like the way that Broken Blade's playing, even though sometimes he does get a little bit ahead of himself. He's playing well. He's mechanically good. He's making a lot of things happen around the map. When he dives in, gets himself killed, but he's making the team get ahead. Bjergsen obviously is Bjergsen. I don't think he's playing very much up to his standard, but he's still playing fine. Sven's not been too impressive, except for that very last game against Jays, but I think that's just a good matchup for Ezreal, honestly. I think that this is the one time where I'd say that as Jace does not win this lane. Jace doesn't beat somebody who is capable of building armor. It's just not going to happen. So I think that Team Liquid, TSM just genuinely look really good right now. I think Paul Belter looks better than Bjergsen right now. But that might be the only lane they even are slightly losing in. Viper's looked fine, but he's also really only
fine, but new to the scene.
He's made some proactive plays, but again, wouldn't call him a top laner. Still think he's not incredible. He's better than Solo. He's better than the bottom tier, but he's not good enough to be in the elite with Licorice and Broken Blade and all them. So I think they're gonna lose this top lane pretty handily. I think that jungle is
pretty even so far.
I think Acadian's playing really well, but so is Santorin, honestly.
Not today, but
I mean, no one played well on Flyquest today.
I think it's pretty even. To be fair, we'll only have one more game left anyway. Let's see. Flyquest, yeah, they're not beating TSM.
Yeah.
I don't really. They picked a comp to short their early game. Then they forgot how to play late game. Then they forgot how to take their advantages and win.
Who?
Flyquest.
So I mean,
so
again,
I don't really know where they go.
Like Flyquest, again, this is the one game where I'd say they didn't fall too far behind, but like that was apparently something that they need to happen because this is the first game they've looked like they don't know what to do from ahead. Like,
how do you not know what to do from ahead?
I don't know.
When they said that's the problem they need to fix.
I honestly thought that there was their strength before. Like once they got a lead last week, they did fine.
Well, to be fair, they were beaten. They lost the early game, and their team, the enemy's team, didn't know how to beat them from that position.
Yeah, Team CLG picked a comp that I say fit their style really well. They played a kite back in kind of tanky comp to where they couldn't get. They were able to escape engages, so I think that was a really good comp for them. And also kind of counteracts any proactivity if you're not making really decisive playmaking, like play things, which honestly Flyquest doesn't really have a great playmaker. So all around, I think that, I mean, TSM probably stomps this pretty easily. I think they looked pretty fine that they yesterday or today, whatever it is, by the time this is released.
Our big NA brains, lol.
But Flyquest looks good. TSM looks good. Flyquest really did not look too incredible.
I don't know where to put them right now.
So I would say Flyquest is like at the very bottom of the playoffs or right slightly out of it, right below CLG. I think that
just like predictions.
I don't know. I put them at 10th place, but they're not a 10th place team.
I think they probably will be a 10th place team later on.
I don't think
not exactly 10th, probably 9th.
I think they'll be 7th to 8th.
Well, I mean, as a Cloud9 fan, I love looking at this last game. This is probably the freest. This is the freest week all year, probably.
Cloud9.
CLG, who played 50 minutes, Cloud9's win today was 28 minutes.
Okay, so CLG, honestly, I mean, again, I like the coaching staff, but Cloud9 is not going to allow them to get these playback. They're more decisive than Flyquest.
We know now from today, if Cloud9's ahead, they're going to win.
Yeah.
Not against Team Liquid, but every other team. Fair game.
Niski is going to probably beat, Power of Evil this game. I think it's pretty obvious. Bot lane, I think, is going to go in the favor of Team Cloud9 too. I think that Stixxay and Biofrost look fine.
I don't think they look fine.
They looked fine, but...
They look underwhelming and not how we predicted them to coming into this
Well, they played against a Draven today. Even if you are playing... They didn't get set far behind either, so I wasn't too unimpressed, but... Biofrost has been kind of a disappointment for the most part. I think that Stixxay's playing okay. But, again, I think this bot lane has not been as impressive as we expected them to be. Top lane, again...
Cloud9 won in 30 minutes.
Yeah, Dart, I think that if we're going to base off of the two top laners that came in for CLG, I still think that...
You're going to massively lose to Licorice. It doesn't matter who you play.
They're probably... They need to ban Sion or CLG is going to do fine. You can't kill Sion. It's just not going to happen.
Let's see what else. Junglers, Wiggly, and Svenskeren.
Wiggly's look terrible, and so is Svenskeren, so it's a really big toss-up. I think Svenskeren's look better, but that's not by much.
But I think that the rest of C9 will kind of compensate for his weakness.
I really just don't understand this Svenskeren that's happening right now. It's just not been incredible.
It looks... I'd rather them just play Blabber, but that's just my opinion.
Blabber's...
Worked out last time I said.
Blabber's been losing in the academy.
Oh, yeah. Gosh.
I don't know, man.
I haven't watched their academy games yet.
I've watched a few of the C9 ones because that's the only one that matters, and they didn't look great. So I think all around, I'm not too impressed with their jungle, but everything else is top tier right now. I think that Sneaky's been playing better than he has in a few since
splits,
2 seasons. I think he hasn't played this good for a while.
CLG, if that's the style we're gonna see at CLG, every top team is gonna beat them.
I agree with that. I think they're still at the very most. They're slightly in playoffs, but that's the very most they can get as it stands right now. They need to get better. I think that they have this passive kite back and try not to get killed playstyle, and that's not going to really happen against these more
Early
proactive, early game or more proactive teams like Team Liquid, TSM, Echo Fox, even. So.
Yeah, that's pretty much the day. The most exciting match.
Most exciting?
Yeah. Back in the day, CLG and C9 games were good because they had good players.
I think that the most exciting match of the day is probably going to 100% have to be Team Liquid Clutch Gaming.
100 Thieves and Golden Guardians have to be the best game.
Probably. Yeah, I'm going to have to let that go.
There you go.
I think that the two most important games of the day are going to be Optic and Equivox and Team Liquid versus CLG. Our Clutch Gaming. I think those are going to be the two most deciding factors on how these teams turn out. I think Team Liquid is probably going to win, but I really do think this is a bad matchup for them. So all around, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what goes on. Super Bowl is tomorrow.
My team's in the Super Bowl.
My team's watching from the stands.
Man, I've been a Rams fan since the '90s, dude, and they finally became good.
I'm gonna go to a bar tomorrow and play pool with the girl. Hopefully, or she might stand me up.
Hopefully, she actually knows that the date is with you this time.
Oh God.
All right, so that's pretty much it. You got anything else to say before we end?
Post-game discussion for Clutch. Oh, I love these.
I don't.
No, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. Hit the notification bell. Ding.
Yeah.
And subscribe to the Twitch channel and give us money.
Okay.
Because we're poor.
We are poor, but yeah.